Hello. Hi, Jamar.
Coach
Good
D, what's
evening.
up, baby?
Hey, man. I would like to say hello to the Vested community. My name is
Hello,
Damien.
Vested.
This is my friend Jamar, and it's Thursday. We are Vested.
Yes, yes,
Lovely
yes.
lady in the background. Doing
Tech
all right.
team.
Tech team. Hey, Jamar.
What's up,
Today,
brother?
our subject is forgiveness, and I forgive you for making
need you
me
to
do
forgive
this
me.
episode.
I need you to forgive me.
Yes. I went on a long road trip, and I'm so haggard. And I got belly sick, and I've been laying in bed all day, and I wasn't gonna get up, dude. And so Vested community, I called Jamar, and I'm like, Jamar, I'm not feeling good. I want to go back. And he's like, yeah, cool. See you at 5:30. I was like, no, you don't understand. He's like, okay, it's 5:30. See you at 5:30. I was like,
Oh, man.
so I forgive you because I was like right there, but I'm not. I'm here. I'm Vested.
Well, like, Coach D, and what's up, Best Community? Coach D, I want you to know too, man, I need to ask for your forgiveness.
All right.
Because there's going to be times, man, I may fall short. I may say I'm going to do something, and I may not hit the mark all the time. Even though I have the right intention, I might disappoint you. I might hurt your feelings. I might let you down. So I'm just asking for your forgiveness right now.
Hey, man, it happens. Nobody bats 1,000 in life, Jamar. I do my very best to be a good dude, but man, I fall short.
Oh, man.
Hey, look, I'm doing a bunch of different projects right now, and I'm going to be straight with you. The way I felt this last week, I did fall short. And it's not something I wanted to do on purpose. I mean, I'm really excited about all the stuff that I'm working on right now, but the alignment of where I'm at, just mentally, emotionally, physically, it just wasn't, I felt a little bit out of balance, and, I forgive myself because I wasn't at my best. And I got a little down, Jamar. I got a little frustrated. It was hard. And forgiveness is hard because we were talking in a pre-production show, who wants to have to do something that takes effort that you don't really want to do? So let's be tight here tonight, Jamar. Let's
sniper strike.
Let's really get into sniper strike. Vested community is going to be a quick one, so we're going to talk fast. So listen fast. Pay attention. So, Jamar, what in the heck is inspiring about forgiveness?
Initially, nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, the first thought of it, who wants to forgive? Like when you're really hurt and you're scolded, like who wants to like that? Forgiveness is not even it takes such superpower to even think about it, right?
You gotta let go.
Yeah, but think about this. Think about this, Coach D. Some people don't even know what it is. Maybe we should tell them first. Show them first. Tech team. Let's go.
Show. Jamar, you read.
Okay. Yes, sir. You got it, brother. Forgiveness. A conscious, deliberate decision to release feelings of resentment or vengeance toward a person or group who has harmed you, regardless of whether they actually deserve your forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting, nor does it mean condoning or excusing offenses. Wow.
No. Jamar, I'm not inspired by that at all. Can we drop the banner so we can talk about this? I ain't feeling
Let's
that.
go. Come on.
Take it away, man, because I ain't feeling that.
No.
Because you know what, man? I tell you what. We just established I'm not perfect. We just established that I fall short. And I'm okay forgiving myself. I'm okay surrendering and letting go. I'm okay learning from karma. But I'm not inspired by that. So let's talk about this. Talk to me about inspiration and how it works here, Jamar.
You think about it, man. Last week when we were talking about letting go, and this is kind of a continuation on the specific thought of forgiveness. And initially, it's not inspiring because we're all human beings. we all have emotions, right? But when we're faced with forgiving versus not forgiving, I think the normal flesh side of us, the humanistic side of us, it does not choose to forgive. Because it's not inspiring. It takes a really mature person, a person who is focused on mastering self, to really embrace forgiveness. A person who understands the catastrophic damage from unforgiveness. A person who understands how poisonous unforgiveness can be. Those are not the initial thoughts initially when we're in that vibration of the hurt, the pain, the resentment, the setback, right? And then guilt, shame, condemnation comes. Oh man. Whew.
Jamar, that's all great, and it's perfect for a TV show and a sermon, and you can write it in a book. And many of us have read books about what to do when we run into this and what we should do. But let's talk a little bit about the feeling in your gut where you're like, damn a forgiveness. Now, why, when I have that angry gut feeling, and I know because all the books and things and people, and they all say that, why should I go against the way I feel? And how can I inspire forgiveness with this pit in my stomach? Because, okay, let's go straight real world, okay? If we're going to roll this over from last week, let's talk about, the story that you shared with us. I mean, everybody, well, not everybody, but most people in life have run into a heartbreak, and it always looks different. It could be the loss of a job, the breakup of a relationship, a lot of different things, just a transition in life. Maybe you retire from your career that you spent your whole life building, but at some point, there's an energy transition. And since you did such an eloquent job last week about honoring that discomfort, I want you first to kind of like lean on your faith a little bit, because we try to be very objective here. But I want to hear God come through you right now. And then I want to try to real world it, because I feel the same way. But at the same time, like, I want to represent the people like we tried to do last week, almost as a devil's advocate. Tough that I use that, but yeah, we're going to use this advocate just for this example. But we got to represent everybody. We can't just leave out the people that are probably hurting the worst, because those are the people that probably need our grace the most. And it's the hardest to give it to them. So how are we going to forgive somebody that might not deserve it, Jamar, and we don't really want to give it to them?
Wow. Listen to this, Coach D. Coach D, I forgive you. That was God's voice. Coach D, I forgive you. You said bring it from the G side, right? But no, that man, I think it'd be extremely difficult to arrive at forgiveness, especially when we don't understand the supernatural component of the forgiveness, right? And remember, we love everyone here, Vested Community. Doesn't matter what your belief system is. We love people. We want the best for people. We want to inspire, create, and empower people. Doesn't matter ethnicity, background, education, what you have, what you don't have. Our job is to love people and give that vibration. But Coach D, man, is to arrive at forgiveness, even when you have that faith foundation, is not a course that's simple. I think, like I said, I really believe it. As we mature as human beings, as we mature and we create the habit and the routine. So you think about it here, there's certain things that we do. I mean, how many actions every day that we take that we don't even think about it is just part of the routine, because it's a habit. And habits are easy. That's where we create these neurological pathways in our brain of things that we do out of habit. That's why it says we're creatures of habit, right? You think about people who go to lunch to the same place all the time. They normally sit in the same place that they are going to sit. Or people that are going into an environment, they're normally gravitating to the same location in that environment. or if you're doing something as a couple, you're normally doing it in the same, like if you're eating dinner as a couple, you're normally sitting in the same places as a couple that you always see. Like, it's just part of being the creature of habit. And I think forgiveness is a habit, man. Like everything
Let's
else.
go.
Like
What about pre-thought? And that's kind of where I'm going. Because if we have this framework of God and the Bible and a lot of people have their religions that they lean on, or their faith, or whatever you want to say. But like, if you want to go pre-thought, for those that don't, because I found myself doing the same thing that I just felt you doing. It's really hard to explain something like what you and I share with faith, because it's one of those all-in type things, and the explanation is the example. So it's not about the success, it's not about the failure, it's not about the happy, it's not about the sad, it's about the whole process and accepting that. And you know that in faith you can. So as I'm sitting here trying to listen to what you're saying, and as I watched the episode last week, and I was kind of trying to do the same thing, it's really difficult. Basically, what we found here is to get through this without some sort of system to plug into. And even if, remember last week I was like, all right, just plug into your joy and work with that. Well, how do you plug into your joy when you need to forgive yourself to create it? Woo! That's rough, bro.
Wow.
And bro, we're sitting here trying to explain it from a non-faith perspective, both people of faith. It's not easy, dude.
And because remember, true peace comes from inside, right? True peace comes from the inner spirit. Remember, when you're in spirit, you inspire. That's what inspiration means, when you're in spirit. But you can't be inspirational if we're not forgiving. If we're not operating in forgiveness, it's harder to inspire and from that spirit place. But man, forgiveness, we're human. It's a process. I think that's what it comes down to as well, Coach D, is that the forgiveness is a process, and we all have different processing timeframes. Some people can process a lot faster. Some people can process in days, weeks, months, years. Other people are processing in decades. And you think about how many people out there. Here's a question for you, Vested community. What's your forgiveness processing time frame?
Well, Jamar, we pulled up a video. I think maybe we could play the video real quick, and then let's drop into create and see how we can figure out forgiveness with a creative perspective. So, tech team, we can throw that video up real quick.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what happens on this one.
Sometimes someone might do something mean to you. That person may not say they are sorry. You might be left feeling angry and upset. When you are hurting, your mind can fill with thoughts that make you feel worse. Your mind can be so full with these sad, angry thoughts that there's no room for happy, loving thoughts. Remember to say to yourself, even though I can't always choose what happens to me, I can always choose how I respond. You can choose to feel better. You can choose to forgive the person who hurt you. You can even feel compassion for them. Maybe they acted in a mean way because they have been hurt too. When you make the choice to forgive someone, you are letting go of your sad and angry thoughts. When these thoughts are gone, your mind is free and clear like a sunny day. By letting go, you make room in your mind and heart for happy, loving thoughts and feelings. You can start by having gratitude or thankfulness for all of the good things in your life. When you choose to let go of hurt and anger and feel grateful, you feel better immediately. But what if those sad, angry thoughts sneak back in and try to cloud your mind again? That's okay. You have the power to change those thoughts. Just like changing the channel on the TV, you can change the thoughts in your mind to happy, loving thoughts again and again. The more you practice changing your thoughts, the easier it is to do. You will be stronger and have a clear mind and happy heart. You will be able to make good, loving choices. Choosing loving thoughts over angry thoughts takes courage. You need courage to be grateful, even when you are hurting. It takes a lot of courage to forgive when the person who hurt you doesn't say sorry. And you must have courage to reach out to help someone who is sad. Courage plus gratitude plus forgiveness plus compassion in action equals choosing love. Let's decide right now to choose love.
Wow.
That's me.
Oh, thank you. The Choose Love program right there. That was, man. Well, hey, let's just go into create and talk about creating the right vibration.
Okay. So that happy little video made me angry, Jamar. I'm gonna tell you
what. what feelings did it create in you?
What made me feel.
Are you having tight lips right now?
Well, okay, I'm being dramatic because I'm dramatic. But, okay, so it's that simple. And it's weird because when you need to forgive, you know that it's that simple until the time where the clouds come in. And you're like, just forgive and love and gratitude, it'll be great. And when you want to sock someone in the throat, you're not thinking of love and gratitude. So we got to create from this place of discomfort that's already in us.
You just say sock someone in the throat?
Okay. That's what I want to do.
That's your ninja just came out right there.
That's how I did it. That's how I did it. You get so mad at somebody that you just kind of like, you get this mental image of them going, oh.
Don't make me sock you in the throat.
You only need the mental image and you're good. And you're like, okay, whoop, you're a jerk. I'm out. But maybe there we go. Let's start there. It's just an energy shift, Jamar.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a position right now. Okay. See what that happens? See that? That was the energy shift. I feel a heaviness. There is inside of me, this pit of sticky cobwebs that I know need to go. And I've known for a long time. And I don't know how to let those go because every time I get close to them, it's like irritated skin. It like does that. And it's like, I know it's coming, but man, it just keeps hitting me between the eyes. So when you see that happy little cartoon, just be grateful. What do you do when that sensitive inflamed area is constantly poked and it's a defense mechanism and you have to tell yourself to not let that happen because there's something bigger. There's something more important. There's something more abundant than us, Shamar, as individuals. I'm not good at this. I'm.
Listen to what she said, man. She said she used the C word, courage. Right. So if you just take the faith component out of it, doesn't matter what a person believes in as their faith foundation. Let's just talk about courage for a moment. Because courage is not tied to a faith, right? Courage is it's not, it doesn't matter what you believe, courage is universal, right? And that's what it takes, man. It takes courage to operate in that state when we don't want to. When those clouds are coming back, when the offense is too great, maybe when the wound is too deep. It takes courage, man. And I was just sharing today with our leadership team talking about in the book Law of Success, Napoleon Hill talks about courage. And he says, without courage, you can't even have self-confidence. And the power that everything starts from courage and how our life will expand because of our courage, or our life will shrink because of the lack of our courage. And it takes courage, man. It takes courage to get to that state and that place of authentic and true forgiveness. What are your thoughts, Coach D?
I'll tell you what, Napoleon Hill, I want to sock him in the throat.
Man, Coach G, come on.
Look, we're laughing, baby. Woo!
No, man, that's the
Look.
No.
Courage sucks because look, when you put it on a piece of paper and you read it, there's so much truth to it because when you read what courage is, when you hear somebody else talk about courage, it hits you in the heart and you know it's real. You want to follow that. You want to feel good about that. You want to see somebody that has courage and you want to go to a movie, you want to watch their story. But you know what, man? That's a tough movie. That dude struggles. He's not always doing it right. And courage is hard, man. You got to make the choice to suffer because you know that there's a better way. You have to pursue it from within inside yourself first. And then you have to share the gift with everybody else once you let yourself receive it. I'll tell you what courage is, Jamar. Courage is accounting for your weaknesses, accepting them, honoring them, and trading them in for value. And I need to do that right now because I'm going through some stuff that I need courage and I'm feeling something I need to do. I need to let my mom and my dad and my family know that I love them because in a lot of ways it's taking courage. And like I said, it sucks sometimes because it's really hard, but I love them. And that love is bigger than me. And that's what I've been struggling with. It's kind of cool that you're like, let's do it about forgiveness. Well, thanks, Jamar. No, I wanted to bail, and you put on this little cartoon that's like, just have gratitude. It's like, dude, little cartoon.
Hey, Coach D.
Yo,
I love you, man. You know, I want you to know, and I say this to you and the VESTED community, man. In my book, you're one of the most courageous people I know, man.
That sucks. But thanks.
You know, I look at that as, you know, no one knows what any individual goes through until that person is in the same exact space as that individual.
No one will ever be, though. Jamar, your most complicated, difficult situation that you've ever been in your life is no different than mine and Rebecca's and everyone else's. We all have the most difficult. Courage means going into the eye of that storm and saying, let's go, baby. Let's do it. I got this. That's how you create forgiveness. When you feel that pit in your stomach, you say, oh, really, pit? Is that all you got? Because I got a big stomach. Let's go. And then you go right into it and you bring it upon yourself, not to destroy it, but to work with it, to maybe you'll never understand it, but to at least be able to use that energy so that we don't have to suffer. So, Jamar, can we take this into empower? Because I'd like this to be a short message because I forgive you, but only so much, bro. You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, man. Hey, let's do it. Let's go with the
empower. Okay. I don't feel empowered by the way I feel when I forgive in the moment, when it feels uncomfortable. What can you do with that, Jamar? Well, where are we going to go with that?
You said the F word. You said feel, right?
Okay.
You know, when I talk to our team, I talk to them about. This is what I tell them. I tell them straight out. And you know what? I'm gonna say this to you, and I'm gonna say it to the VESTED community. I don't care about your feelings. I care about you. See, there's a difference. If you really understand, see, our feelings are not always in alignment with our goals and our dreams. See, our feelings sometimes will trick us. Our feelings sometimes will get us to see a perspective that's not really truthful. Our feelings sometimes will bamboozle us. And so we have to understand that we must care more about the person and their greater good than how they're feeling in that moment. Now, I'm not saying don't be empathetic. I'm not saying don't be loving and caring and patient. That's not what I'm saying. But I think in the world we're in today, we really have to hold people to a higher standard. And when we genuinely care for one another, when we genuinely love one another, right? that's where the foundation of, if you add that love and that courage recipe together, that's how we get to forgiveness. And a lot of times our feelings are not going to take us to that path because we're feeling how we're feeling. And as leaders of light that we are in the world, we must be able to communicate with people and talk to them at that level of caring more about them than their limiting beliefs, our limiting beliefs, our limiting feelings. Like today, how you were feeling, right? You were feeling a certain way. But I care more about you as a person because I know how much value you bring in this moment and how many people need to hear your message and how much light you deliver here. I didn't care about your feeling earlier because you were okay, but I care more about you and what you can do to help more people. That's why we're here right now.
Oh, okay, Jay, that's empowering. It's a nice little rant together. That's good.
Hey, I
like
need the same from you though too, man. When I'm feeling a certain way, I'm gonna need you to say, Jay, pick your pants up. Let's go.
Well, look, that's the thing too, man. Forgiveness at the end of the day is for you because it alleviates that weight. And as long as you hold on to that weight, that those sticky spider webs will just keep catching you. There's no way around it. If you know that it's there, then it's going to get you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can, since you do know that it's there, accept that it's part of the happiness soup. Because sometimes, man, there's asparagus and Brussels sprouts in the happiness soup. And we all know that not everybody likes asparagus and Brussels sprouts. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you spice it up right, man, it's all in the same bowl. We got to make it work. It's what we got. And if you can learn to accept the idea that sometimes things aren't meant to be comfortable, that's the first step to accepting life as it is. And then when you do that, you can approach it with compassion and forgiveness. And then when you do, you can start building an energy that moves you more towards a light that is much more comfortable. Because then when you run into things that happen in life, sometimes they will be awesome, sometimes they will be less than, you will know that there's hope, that you can move towards feeling better. Robert Timmons, my man.
What's up, RT? What's up, RT? Looking awesome in your picture, bro. Popping your collar on that one.
Everybody,
love you, man. So, hey, Coach, you know what just hit me right now when we're talking about empowering. You know, it's what forgiveness means. It really means being courageous, man. It really means being loving and putting that vibration in front of the hurt, the pain, the setback. You think about how many people are still upset, unhappy, processing through 2020, things that were lost, loved ones that were lost, jobs and opportunities and careers and homes that were lost, money that was saved over time that was lost, mental health that was lost. There's so much that was lost. And it's very easy to focus on what we don't have. But we must always remember as leaders that things are not happening to us, they're happening for us. You know, Vested community, I don't know, what has happened to you or what you're holding on to, or things that you might have that unforgiveness thorn deep down that you've had it for so long that you may not even realize that you have unforgiveness in your heart because you've been living with it for so long. And the only way that we are going to help more people in a major way is if we're operating in the most powerful state, in the most peaceful state, in the most vibrant state. And it's hard to operate in power and peace and total vibration when we have unforgiveness in our heart. It's a challenge. It's a setback. So vested community, what are some of the things that you might have in your heart that you haven't forgave yet? Who have you not extended forgiveness to? I mean, I really want to encourage and challenge you to search your heart out there, to dig deep down inside, because only you know. When you look the woman in the mirror, the man in the mirror, look yourself in the pupil of your eyeballs and ask yourself, is there any unforgiveness in your heart and your spirit? And see what you hear. And if you have a faith foundation, I encourage you to take it to the throne and ask God to help you forgive. And if you don't believe at this moment in time of God and higher power, and you need some help, I want to encourage you to be your most courageous self and take your courage to the next level and start to work on that forgiveness. That's how we're going to empower more people. When we are being an example, when we are extending the forgiveness, that's how we empower other people to forgive. Remember, it doesn't make it right by forgiving. It doesn't mean we forget when we forgive. Coach D, what do you got?
Look, inspiring, creating, and empowering isn't always easy.
No.
And sometimes what's best for us as individuals is extremely difficult. But in the end, when you can find it within yourself to find the light and forgive the person that you see in the mirror first, that's how you share it with other people. It's not always pretty, and most of the time it's not. I mean, you wouldn't really have to forgive somebody if you had this joyous feeling where you could just think, oh, never mind. It's no big deal. I love you. Well, we got to build that. We have to expand that outward. And if we don't have it inward, then it's really difficult. It's almost like lending from a bank account with no money. You have to fill yourself up first. So there's a lot of drama going on right now in the world. Don't forget that you matter, vested community. That if you're caring about who you are, if you're tuning into a show about inspiration, creativity, and empowerment, you're in good shape. You're moving in a direction that's expanding, and you're joining a process that is moving in a direction that shows some serious potential. Because you have potential, and you believe in yourself, or you wouldn't have tuned into this. So, Jamar, let's keep it tight, baby.
You got it, brother.
Let everybody know one more little thing, and then ask them the question, dude.
Before we wrap it up, vested community, I want to challenge you, encourage you. If you know someone out there who is not forgiving you for whatever reason, I want to encourage and challenge you to ask for forgiveness. If you know you've done something, whether it's been a multiple offense or a one-time offense, if you know someone is harboring resentment, hurt, pain against you, I want to encourage you to ask for their forgiveness. And I want you to genuinely mean it. And just like Coach D said, the forgiveness starts with self. But we can't give what we don't have. If we don't forgive ourselves, how do we forgive other people? So it doesn't matter what's going on out there. We want to encourage you to always inspire, create, and empower more people to do amazing things, to live in abundance. Have that mindset. And it's not, like Coach D said, it's not always easy. Let's just be real. Forgiveness ain't easy, but it's needed if we want to go to the next level. So it doesn't matter what you do out there. The question is, are you vested?